Hello, Ron Cambear Run here, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. So this is Orzhov Humans. I saw a couple of variations of kind of a deck using General Kudrow floating around YouTube, so I thought I'd try to do it but with a pure human factor. So we got General Kudrow of Dranith, and then we mix in some human creatures with some removal, and hopefully use Kudrow's ability and General Enforcer's ability to exile cards from my opponent's graveyard, and be able to create human tokens and take over board by stopping my opponent from making plays. So we've got 4 copies of Speaker of the Heavens, Vigilance, Lifelink. I probably won't be using the 4/4 White Angel creature token much. You know, the ability to create angels unless I can combine it with Luminarch Aspirant or with Basilisk Lieutenant. 3 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst, Heartless Act, Dire Tactics, and that covers the removal. Acquisitions Expert, since we also have a Warrior and a Cleric, so we could get maximum about 3 cards out in a party. 3 copies of Perimeter Sergeant, so other humans I can draw get +1/+0 when it attacks. 2 copies of General Kudrow of Dranith. 3 copies of Basilisk Lieutenant. 3 General's Enforcer. 4 Seasoned Hellblade. 4 Luminarch Aspirant to put +1/+1 counters. And then for the land we have Brightclimb Path. We have the Path. 4 copies of Pathway. 9 Swamp. 9 Plains. So it should be able to pressure our opponent, exile cards from their graveyard, prevent them from playing something like escape cards or dragging cards out if that becomes a thing. We can play removal to be able to get their cards off the board, protect with Seasoned Hellblade, hopefully buff with Luminarch Aspirant, use General's Enforcer and Kudrow of Dranith to gain +1. To use Kudrow to gain +1/+1, put counters on with Basilisk Lieutenant, and otherwise just basically be able to create a system that our opponent cannot get rid of and keep creatures on the board. Any downsides, perhaps probably only having 2 copies of General Kudrow might be a problem, and then maybe could use more removal. Probably putting in something like Glass Casket, but we'll just test it out, see how it does. I haven't had time to test out the deck yet, and I'm probably just going to chuck it straight into ranked, and we'll just see how we do. So we were going in completely blind, but I think this should be alright. I can live with that opening hand. We got Dire Tactics, we can remove shit. So my opponent's taking a mulligan. So I ended up testing this deck out a bit on stream last night. It actually works alright. Just it does need an early Kudrow, it does help. Also going to need a 3rd land here. That doesn't trigger because it's been exiled. That's fine. Oh no, they're going to just take the damage. Go, get the big hit in there. I've got Heartless Act ready in case I need it as well. And we've got another Luminarch Act. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. I have to take the hit here. So at least if he takes anything out, I can get a knight out of it. Yeah, that's a great start actually. Down to 2, play out the Hellblade, and turn. That's gonna be one of those things where he somehow survives, doesn't he? Yep, and there he goes. That took a little bit longer than I was expecting, but we still get the win. So on to the next game. Okay, I'm prepared to keep this, but I'm going to need a black source. This could be awkward. Yeah, definitely gonna need a black source of mana at some point. So we'll go Speaker into Luminarch into Perimeter Sergeant. Oh, this is gonna be awkward. Yep, and then they scoop immediately. Because the next turn I basically just got to generate angels. Yeah, that was a fun, quick victory. This deck's pretty good, actually. Anyway, on to the next game. I really can't keep this hand. I can't keep it on 1 mana. I have to mulligan here. That's better, and we'll just move a Perimeter Sergeant. We have to go on the play as well, which is kind of annoying. And yeah, I'm now using Garrick as my thing. I use the daily deals. So we'll drop Luminarch Aspirant next turn, see if we can get Perimeter Sergeant or Bloodchief's Thirst or something. Another black mana will be useful, but I have to see what we draw into. This might be mono green. Yeah, it's going to be traditional mono green Stomp. Fine, so long as I get rid of that Edgewall Innkeeper. So show me what you got. Interesting. So the Gruul Adventures. So we're up against the first proper like tier 1, tier 0 deck. Ow. Okay. We'll get him with the Bazu Lieutenant here. Assuming he won't block. No, he won't. I can take a hit off the Bone Crusher. Depending on what he plays out, I might have enough power to overwhelm him here. I think if I win this, it might just be because of bad... Yeah. I think they simply had a bit of a bad draw here. So... That's 9 off the bat. So you need to kind of make one of the blocks and get rid of the Bone Crusher. They have to sack... Yep. They could have sacked off the Bone Crusher and lived another turn, but... is a big risk on it. So we'll move on to the next game. I think we're one off Plat 2, so naturally I think we won't win this. But I'm going to riskily keep this hand anyway. See if we can get a black mana or at least one of the pathways. We'll build up into Perimeter Sergeant. So I've got a Speaker of the Heavens first. If we get Luminarch Aspirant, I can live with no black mana, but... yeah. Yeah, I think it was a mistake to keep this hand, admittedly. I can play out the Perimeter Sergeant next... yeah, this is going to be fucking annoying. Right. Third General's Enforcer. We've got Perimeter Sergeant on the field. We can play Die Tactics next turn, depending on how they play out. Saw that one coming from a mile away. Sometimes you can, like, read, yeah, and then they counter there. You can read these plays coming from a mile away. There's not a lot you can do to stop them unless you run counters yourself. The problem is they don't really, like... it's one of those decks where they're just going to play nothing on my turn. So I have to try and just make sure I have cards in hand. That's going to bait another counter. Yep, returns another card to the hand. No, we'll just skip. We'll just pass over the turn here. Right. Yeah, it's Dimir Flash, so it's just kind of do nothing. They haven't got any... I can use a Die Tactics here, but the only problem is that, like, I have the feeling that they have a counter ready. Gonna take the risk and just take full 10 here. You draw another counter off the top, really. Alright, I'm going to have to use the Luminarch Aspirant to block the Lochmere Serpent. Problem is, it's just the thing where he's able to just consistently draw. gain life. I can block with the Lockmere Serpent. I can try and Bloodchief's Thirst next turn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just once they've got the Lockmere Serpent on the ground, they can just repeatedly... I told you we were going to lose. We were one off Platinum 2. See? Always the way. But, yeah, it's just when they get the Lockmere Serpent down, they can just repeatedly draw, and effectively, they just don't play anything on your turn. And it's frustrating because you have to kind of like just... You have to just kind of predict it. The only way to really predict it is to just run counterspells yourself. My Mono Blue Mill deck can do quite well against Flash, because it keeps up Joy Disruption and Didn't Say Please. But they just don't play anything on their turn. They play everything on yours. But I think I'll leave it there. Okay, I figured I might as well just play one more just to try and turn it around. I can keep that hand. I can play Aspirant into Enforcer, and then hopefully get Aspirant into Acquisition Desk, but we'll see how the game plays out. We can keep this hand. It was a shame that we didn't get to make Platinum 2, but we'll have to see. If it completely turns and I lose this one, I think I'm definitely have to call it there. But I still think this deck is quite good, although I think having the early removal definitely helps. That's going to be enjoyable. I know what that means. If I can at least survive until I get a Bazari's Lieutenant out, they won't be able, no matter how much they try, they won't be able to deal with that. Oh, and we finally get General Kudrow. See, that's just going to be straight Mize Grasped. I know how these decks work. I literally ran a video. I ran one. I really, really hate these decks amongst anything else. And I kind of covered it when I actually did them. Ooh. Boot Nipper. I only get one. Alright, that's quite interesting. So, we're not doing standard then. I'm assuming they won't block because they've got creatures with lifelink. Indestructible, mate. I mean, if he double blocks here, I can live with that. Then I'm assuming what he'll do is he'll remove General Kudrow of Dranath and then just go in. At that point, I can play Luminarch Aspirant into Acquisitions Expert. And then, because he'll only have 2 cards left in his hand. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. So that did not, yeah, that did not go the way I planned, but that's okay. So exile, now, if we play General Kudrow, I can, if he has anything recalls from the graveyard, I can stop it. So you have to show me both your cards and I have to get rid of them, rid of one of them. Oh, that it? Of course they're both swamps. Of course, they would both be swamps, wouldn't they? Right, we're well in place to drop Bazari's Lieutenant next turn. Put the counter here, and that means everybody's got counters, so when, yeah, if they take anything out, I can get a bunch of knights out of it. Yeah, so I think this might be just standard mono black devotion deck. I think you're going to have to block, right? Yeah, you're definitely going to have to block. I mean, basically here, if he pulls board wipe, I get at least 4 knights out of it, and I might be able to go on and win the game. He's down to 5. Of course, that's the only problem is that, like... Yeah, that's a good game right there. Yep, and they scoop. Okay, so that's the one game done. Yeah, we managed to win that one in the end. So that's 4 victories, 1 loss. So we'll just head off to the outro. So, as you can see, this deck is pretty strong. I think it does help to be able to draw into early removal, especially cards like Dire Tactics and Heartless Act, and I think being able to curve into Bazoo's Lieutenant is actually pretty important. It was good to be able to get General Kudrov Draneth on the field to show what he can do. I think his talents are very, very well served against decks which have cards like Escape with escape costs, or decks that run cards like Call of the Death Dweller. So it would effectively allow for being able to stop them from bringing back basically annoying creatures. Which I think the only awkward thing is we ran a deck which ran Call of the Death Dweller and then couldn't get the humans on the field in order to stop that. But, you know, things happen. I think this deck is quite powerful. But again, I would just advise, hopefully, you just get the early removal to deal with things. As for going forward, I've got a video for Monday and Tuesday. They're showcase videos for 2 decks that I'm doing as part of a video project which will be coming in the new year. It's actually a collaboration with somebody. So I will show those 2 decks and talk more about that on the videos. So you have one Monday, one Tuesday. And from the 23rd to the 28th, I'm going to put myself off for Christmas. I am visiting family, so I will be away from my I won't be away from the laptop. But I will not be somewhere with good internet, so sorry to the family members who are concerned about that. And particularly, obviously, I'll be paying attention to family, because it is Christmas. So I will be back on the 28th. I have 7 particular videos lined up that I want to do around a particular project. So look forward to those. They will be coming from about the 28th onward, and then this video project will be coming in the new year. So it'll be a great way to kickstart 2021, actually. So I'll see you guys on Monday, so tomorrow, and I'll see you Tuesday, and then I'll be wishing you all a Merry Christmas. When I return in the new year, I'm going to try and stream more regularly. At least 3 nights a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights, because that's the 3 nights a week that I don't work, since I work the 1 night shifts, and I will try and promote more of our content. So I have a Twitter account. Do check me out there, Twitter at CanBearRun. And of course I have my Twitch stream as well, because I've got some big things planned for 2021. I think it will be really, really good. So there'll be more games as well as Magic the Gathering Arena, and I'm really going to try and push forward. I've been doing this for close to... Well, yeah, I've been doing this for 7 years now, and it'll be my 8th year in 2021. And I'd really like to maybe push forward with a couple of things. So we'll just have to see how it goes, see whether I can get in the audience. But anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, and if you want to see more, you can always subscribe. I've been CanBearRun, and thank you for watching.